Hi, I'm Charles Hatley with Hatley PC, where we truly are your partner through the divorce process. We frequently get calls from parents who are very frustrated talking about parental alienation, and I find myself telling this story quite frequently. When I was a young attorney, I had a client, and his child was 17 years old. His daughter was 17 years old. And this man had been fighting for his daughter for almost 6 years, trying to prove that the mother was alienating him from his daughter, trying to prove that the mother was doing something with him and his daughter that was causing the relationship to fall apart. Nobody believed this man. And I wasn't even sure I believed him, but we kept working. And one day, through an error, we got an email inadvertently sent to us from the child's therapist. The child, the therapist, and the mother had all been emailing back and forth on exactly what needed to be said in court so that the child would no longer have to go see the father. We got 5 years worth of emails. There was mom and therapist going back and forth, mom telling therapist like, hey, I don't want child to go see dad, and therapist saying, well, if I can get her to say this, then that'll help us in our case. So what we did was we simply took all those emails, we stapled them to the motion and filed them in court showing parental alienation. It was such overwhelming evidence that the court didn't know what to do. We had a 17-year-old child. We had emails going back 5 years showing the mother and the therapist conspiring together to alienate this father out of this child's life. And now the court was confronted with a 17-year-old child, a mother who had told a lot of lies, a therapist who was relatively well regarded in the court system who had also had a lot of problems, and they had to make a decision. And the decision they made in that particular case was that father got sole legal and sole physical custody. It was a pretty big decision for a 17-year-old child to have to change all of that. But it was the only thing the court could do at that point to try to step in and repair the relationship that had been so irrevocably broken. But what always struck me about this story is how many attorneys this man went through trying to find one that would believe his story. It was a lot, and this had been going on for almost half a decade in order for him to find one person that believed his story. And the only way that we were able to prove it was because somebody accidentally sent us an email. The moral of the story, and the reason I tell all the clients this, don't give up. It's your child. Even if you think it's going to be hard to prove parental alienation, don't give up. Keep working with somebody that respects your goals. Keep working with somebody who's going to fight for you. And one day, we'll find it. So don't worry about that.